You are the answer to everything. It has always been you. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, thank you for joining. Today, I want to dive into something that hits right at the core of who we are. This idea that our happiness doesn't rely on the degrees that we earn, the jobs that we have, or even the relationships we form. Now, that might sound strange at first. After all, aren't we raised with the notion that certain checkpoints in life will make us happier? There's a common pattern that I've noticed, something I've experienced personally and seen in so many others. We chase after credentials, recognition, approval, and titles, and thinking that these things will finally give us that sense of fulfillment. It's like we have this invisible list: graduate with honors, find a higher paying job, get married, buy a house, have the perfect life. And yes, now we'll be happy, right? What if the happiness you're searching for isn't dependent on any of those external things? What if happiness is more about discovering who you are, what lights you up, and listening to that quiet inner voice that's been trying to get your attention despite the noise around you? But if you've been down this path even a little, you might have noticed that happiness never quite arrives in the way we imagined. Sure, we feel proud for a moment, maybe relieved, but deep, lasting happiness, it's elusive when we base it on external achievements. Now, let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with those things. Some of us may still be on the path to achieving some of those goals, and that is part of the journey of life. So there's nothing wrong. However, are you walking a path that someone else laid out for you? Maybe your parents said, you should be a doctor, or your friends. Maybe most of them are going into finance, and you say to yourself, well, you know what? I think I want to do that because that's where the money is. We often end up pursuing lives that just don't really align with what we value or who we are at our core. No wonder happiness feels distant. Our hearts just aren't in it because we're following a script that someone else has written. I've come to learn that true happiness isn't about copying the paths of those who came before us, no matter how successful they seem. It's about forging your own way, even if it's a quieter journey or one that no one else really appreciates or understands at first. It's about curiosity, about embracing your evolving identity, and about being kind to yourself when you fall short of unrealistic standards you might have set based on somebody else's life. So, what does it look like to embrace happiness on your own terms? Well, first, it's about discovery, getting curious. What gets you tuned in, tapped in, and turned on? Maybe that's something as simple as painting or writing or taking walks in nature. These small activities might not earn you a degree or a promotion, or you don't get the fancy title, but they remind you of who you are. If you experience joy or fulfillment, then that is all that matters. It's about listening to your heart. Now, that might sound a bit cliche-ish, but think about it. When was the last time you really paused and asked yourself, what do I want out of life? Not what should I want, or do my parents want, or my partner wants, or what others want for me. But what is it you truly desire? Your heart is a compass. It's not about logic. It's about what feels right to you. It's about being deeply honest with yourself. Happiness also thrives when you learn to be kinder to yourself. We're so good at being understanding toward friends. They're going through hard times. But when it comes to our own struggles, we're harsh and unforgiving. If you can flip that around and show yourself the same compassion you'd show to a loved one, that's when you're paving the way toward genuine contentment. Becoming who you are, truly embracing the person you've grown into. It really does take patience. And it might mean shedding old expectations, letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, or stepping away from societal pressures. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. Every time you honor your own path, you are taking a small step closer to that sustainable inner happiness, that inner joy. I came across this topic from a quote that I saw, and I want to read it to you. You're going to realize it one day that happiness was never about your job or your degree or being in a relationship. Happiness was never about following in the footsteps of all of those who came before you. It was never about being like the others. One day, you're going to see it. That happiness was always about the discovery, the hope, the listening to your heart and following it wherever it chose to go. Happiness was always about being kinder to yourself. It was always about embracing the person you were becoming. One day you will understand that happiness was always about learning how to live with yourself. That happiness was never in the hands of other people. It was always about you. And I have a plaque that I keep next to my bedside. It clearly states, it has always been you. Yeah. You see, no one can hand you happiness. It's an inside job. It has always been you. Your essence, your choices, your way of looking at the world, it's about realizing that what you've been searching for has been inside you all along. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this helpful. Until next time, take care of yourself. Blessings. Mwah. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And remember, tap that notifications bell so you'll be notified when I post new content.